So folks, we're going to get started so we can get through the program and get everything in. We want to honor your time, get you back to work, building the businesses and the economy of Metro South region. So good afternoon. I'm Chris Cooney, and I am the president of the Metro South Chamber of Commerce. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the Chamber's 112th annual meeting, started in 1913. I want to thank you for your attendance. It was what is designed to be a celebration of many leading businesses and the wonderful people who contribute so much to our community, and you're all here in the room. Today we will elect some new board members, hear from some knowledgeable speakers, some young people, and recognize several businesses and community leaders who have contributed their time, positively impacted their communities, and invested their resources to move Brockton and the entire Metro South region forward. It's so nice to have a facility here in the city of Brockton still that can handle 400 people and 30 exhibitors. We're delighted to be here and joining the hospitality of the ATC Center and the staff that run this facility. In particular, I want to thank Chef Michael Kane. He's the director of the Culinary Arts program here. Michael is both a graduate of the Adult and Teen Challenge program and an accomplished chef in his own right. In addition, I want to thank our key contacts here, Eric Costengay and Anthony Carew. Most importantly, thank you to the Culinary Arts students who are going to be serving you here today and help prepare this meal. Let's have a round of applause for all of them. I also want to thank Rich Morgan, our photographer, Mike Lambert from Bat Transit, who's helped put together the electric buses today, as well as Mark Brewster, owner of Brewster Ambulance, who has allowed us to use his parking facility today. We are happy to see so many businesses and organizations exhibiting with us here today. I ask you before you leave just to take a walk around the room and say hello to many of the exhibitors. You'll recognize a lot of the people. Some of them you won't, and introduce yourself. It could be a new client or a new contact or a new positive interaction here. A lot of them exhibit, they get here early, they're going to stay a little bit later. Take the chance just to say hello, meet somebody new, a business that's new, and learn about a service. Might be a nonprofit, might be a small business. At this time, if your gift bags are in the way, I ask you just to put them under your seat or your table so that the servers can get your main meal in without tripping on the bag. Now to sing our national anthem, please rise and join me in welcoming Cardinal Spellman High School under the direction of Morgan Foster and student Elizabeth Kelly to sing our national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you so much. It's great to see the young people here in the city and the region out singing and performing our national anthem. I want to ask you at this time to take a moment of silence for all of the active service members who are out there defending our country and our democracy. Please, moment of silence. We have a very full agenda, so I ask you to enjoy your meal as we're speaking. That is the norm here and the expectation, so continue to enjoy your salads, and as I said, the main course will be out very shortly. If you're somebody like me who likes to start with the dessert, just in case, go ahead, jump right into the dessert if you'd like. Now I'd like to thank our largest sponsors for today's event. I ask our sponsors to stand and be recognized as I mention them. Our premier sponsor this year is Northeastern Savings Bank under the direction of CEO Rich Spencer. Their table's here. Thank you very much. We also have our long-time supporting leadership sponsor, UMass Donahue Institute, which is now under UMass Amherst. And it's under the direct leadership of Johan Uven, who's here, as well as John Murray. Thank you very much. The Chamber, just as a FYI, will be hosting the new UMass Amherst President Javier Reyes here in the city of Brockton on December 11th at the Fuller Craft Museum, where the new director will also be introduced. So all are welcome. I know there's a lot of UMass alums in the room and in the area. If you'd like to meet the new chancellor, please come on out and be part of that event. We also have our premier Expo sponsor, Bridgewater State University, under the leadership of past chair of the board and president, Fred Clark. Thank you. We, in addition, have some supporting sponsors, JM Pet Resort, led by owner Jenny Mather, and Old Colony Elder Services, led by Nicole Long. Thank you very much for your support and sponsorship. In addition, we have a number of elected and selected officials with us here today. Please just give me a wave, or give the audience a wave when I announce your name. Mayor Bob Sullivan is here, as well as Mayor-elect Moses Rodriguez, City Councilor Shirley Asak, City Councilor Jack Lally, SBA Deputy Director Shelley Gillis, from the District Attorney's Office, Tim Cruz's office, Min Tran is here. Amen. Jeff Charnell, City Councilor-elect from the City of Brockton, and Bishop Tony Branch with the Southeastern Regional School Committee. If I missed anybody, let me know, and we'll get you in later on. We also want to extend our sincere thanks to the many past chairs of the board, past chamber directors, and economic development partners joining us this afternoon. In particular, we're grateful to our Team Massachusetts partners, Jen Menard and Alexandra Husted, part of the Redo team. Thank you, ladies, for being here today. And especially Steve McAllister. Steve McAllister is the Vice President of the United States Chamber of Commerce visiting us here today. I want to thank you for your collaboration and ongoing leadership at the U.S. Chamber. Thank you, Steve. This year, the Metro South Chamber of Commerce was honored to receive 2 national grants from the United States Chamber of Commerce and the College Board of the United States. These awards support our shared commitment to supporting preparation of students with the practical knowledge and business skills and entrepreneurial mindset required in today's rapidly changing economy. The newly launched AP Business and Personal Finance course tackles 2 major challenges head-on for Americans. One is the growing workforce readiness gap between those graduating and those who are expected to perform jobs in the future, and also a widespread economic illiteracy among Americans of all ages. The U.S. Chamber and the College Board have focused this curriculum to not only help high school students, but also adapted to new employees coming into the banking and other industries, the financial services industries. We're excited also that the College Board and the U.S. Chamber have announced that a new AP cybersecurity program has been approved and will be announced shortly. And that also is an area of growth and expertise that many of our college grads and young people are going to need to be much more aware of and prepared for. With so many outstanding colleges and universities represented here today, we see enormous opportunity for collaboration, and we believe the Chamber can play a meaningful role in supporting and promoting these important business and technology pathways for our students. We are truly delighted to have been selected for this important role, and we want to thank again Steve McAllister and the U.S. Chamber of Commerce for being here and offering us that support. Thank you. So shifting gears, I always say the chamber's where optimism comes to network, right? And looking around this room, I can confirm we are once again at full capacity, both in terms of spirit and also in terms of seats. I know there's still people coming in. If you have an empty seat and you see somebody walking around looking for one, please invite them to sit down if the seat is available. Today we gather to celebrate what we have collectively contributed to this past year, a vibrant hub of opportunity, rooted in community and driven by innovation. That's how we think of Metro South. That's how we think of this region. That's how we think of Brockton being the major city of the South Shore in Metro South. In my role, I'm fortunate to witness countless successes across the 18 communities that we serve, and this annual meeting is our modern-day version of Thanksgiving, minus the turkey, of course, but a great meal prepared by Mike and the staff here. With twice as much to be grateful for this year. Like the Pilgrims many years ago, we pause to reflect and we give thanks especially for the perseverance and partnership of our chamber members, many of them who you're going to hear about today. We celebrate institutions like Bridgewater State University, which recently marked an extraordinary, on Friday night, 185 years of academic leadership. Preparing future accountants, yes, pilots, innovators in cybersecurity, and most importantly, the teachers who will educate our students and our grandkids. We celebrate people in our local economy doing remarkable things like the merger of Brockton-based Harbor One Bank with Eastern Bank. That merger happened through the leadership of a Stoughton native, a kid who commuted his way to college at Stonehill College by the name of Bob Rivers. And it's forming now the largest Massachusetts-based business bank in the state of Massachusetts. And of course, yep, I know we have tables from both Harbor and Eastern. And of course, we celebrate the significant advancement of anticipated groundbreakings at both the fairgrounds, a 60-acre site, and the CSX property, a 32-acre site in the city of Brockton. Many of you may not realize there is hardly any land left in the city to develop. If you want to develop something in the city, you have to identify one of these sites or take a building down and rebuild it. So we're excited to have opportunities here, not just to develop two large tracts of land that remain in commercially zoned areas, but also to bring new offices, new retailers, and new housing to the city of Brockton, which is a great opportunity for banks to lend, new businesses to service those residents, and new tax base helping the city of Brockton. Most importantly, we celebrate the investment of time, talent, and treasure displayed by today's Economic Impact Awards. You can read all about them in your program. I've been privileged to join them at ribbon cuttings across multiple sectors this past year in healthcare and housing and education, entertainment, transit, and public safety. They've rolled up their sleeves, they've stayed focused, and they've delivered meaningful results in investment in this region. Their stories, like the stories of all of us in America, are very diverse and inspiring, yet the outcomes of their efforts share a common thread. They have all improved the quality of life and the strength and the future of our communities in this region of the state. And to quote Horace Mann, right, the founder of Bridgewater State University, famously said, "Be ashamed to die until you have won some victory for humanity," right? Make some difference in somebody's life, in some economy, in some way. The investment of the seeds that Horace planted in the little town of Bridgewater in 1840 through a competitive process when the state said, yes, we want to train teachers and it's going to be in Plymouth County and we want towns to apply to situate a college in their community. This is back in 1840, folks. Bridgewater won the bid, and Horace led the charge there, and grew that bid, which was one building on 1 acre, into a remarkable Bridgewater University today. 250 acres, 1,100 employees on payroll, having economic impact, and 83,000 alum worldwide. Just tremendous, tremendous. You're welcome. So, much like those seeds that Horace planted, the work of the businesses and organizations we honor today continue to grow, creating jobs, opportunity, and progress across the Metro South region. So happy 185th birthday to Bridgewater State University, and congratulations to all of the award recipients who we highlight today, and again are in your programs. Investments from $1 million to $2.5 billion are highlighted there this past year. Your investment, commitment, and perseverance over the past year have made a measurable and lasting impact. And now it's my pleasure to transition to someone who embodies the same spirit of invested leadership and innovation and has great small business story. And as I said, one of the great parts of my job is I hear and see and meet the families, many cases, who started these businesses on just an idea, and it might have been 10 years ago, it might have been 2 generations ago. It's my honor to introduce our Chamber Chairman of the Board this year, Dan Evans, President and CEO of Evans Machine Company. Dan leads a second-generation manufacturing business that has grown from a basement workspace in his family home into a modern 65-person advanced production facility serving clients locally, nationally, and across the globe. Dan brings a thoughtful, hands-on leadership style to our board, rooted in practicality, driven by innovation, and delivered with humility and humor. Love working with him. He's a great boss. He represents the very best of our region's entrepreneurial spirit. Please join me in welcoming Dan Evans.
Thank you, Chris. I always appreciate an introduction where someone who can make my career sound far more impressive than I certainly can. But really, good afternoon, everyone. It's great to see so many leaders, partners, friends gathered here at the 112th annual meeting. As Chris noted today, it's about recognizing progress, partnership, and the momentum we're building together across the Metro South region. This has been a significant accomplishment for the Chamber. Each year for the last 30 years, the board decided to conduct a full independent financial audit, an uncommon level of accountability in the Chamber world. I'm proud to report that this year, our audit once again showed the Chamber to be financially strong and exceptionally well positioned. We have never, and I repeat never, been in a stronger financial position when facing a new year. And this year, I want to say that thank you to all the past and present Chamber people for delivering this, but we get our guidance from Chris, and without Chris's tremendous efforts, we would not be in the position that we're in now. So thank you, Chris. Over the past year, as the slides around the room illustrate, the Chamber hosted, coordinated, and participated in more than 100 gatherings of business and community leaders. These events featured key speakers from the Mayor, Lieutenant Governor, State Auditor, Governor, Congressman, and Red Sox Hall of Famer Jim Rice, experts on healthcare, commuter rail, professional baseball, housing, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, and economic forecasting. We convened workshops, joined task forces, advanced pro-business initiatives, facilitated regional collaboration, and welcomed new business across all Metro South communities. The Chamber also worked collaboratively with Mayor Bob Sullivan, the City Council, and numerous public agencies to ensure the business perspective was heard, especially in areas of regional infrastructure expansion, housing development, and land use. And looking ahead, we're excited to work with Mayor-elect Moises Rodriguez to continue strengthening Brockton's business environment, supporting new development, fostering entrepreneurship, and helping raise demand for the value of commercial and industrial property citywide. Congratulations, Moises, and I can only say from a personal plug, EMI and my team would be very honored to be your first economic development partner. You know? With new housing coming online, improved commuter rail service, free bus fares, new Brockton Rocks ownership, and anticipated major groundbreakings at both fairgrounds and the CSX site, Brockton is becoming comparably more accessible, more affordable, more attractive to employers and employees than ever before. So onward and upward as we continue moving the Metro South region forward as a vibrant hub of business opportunity rooted in community and driven by innovation. Thank you all for your support, partnership, and dedication. It is an honor to serve you as the chair. At this time, I am pleased to present the report of the nominating committee for 2026. The slate was officially elected at the October Board of Directors meeting. I ask those present to give a wave as I call your name, and I would ask you all to please refrain from applause until they've all been recognized. Nominated and elected to the class of 2028, Rob Haffey, Signature Healthcare. Jay Pike, CPA at Citron Cooperman. Doug Smith, Stonehill College. Richard Spencer, Northeastern Savings Bank. Nominated and elected to the class of 2027, Bill Mitchell, Massasoit Community College. Jenny Mather, JM Pet Resort. Nominated and elected to the class of 2026, Matthew Osborne, Eastern Bank. Scott Sanborn, Harbor One Bank. Maria Selly, Brockton Neighborhood Health Center. And Sue Joss Consultants. I ask all the Metro South Chamber board members in attendance to please rise at this time. Please join me in a round of applause for all their service. Thank you. The following will serve as officers, and I ask them each to stand as I read their names and remain standing until all are introduced. Again, I ask you to refrain on applause till the end. President and CEO, Christopher Cooney. Chair-elect, George Spilios. Treasurer, Greg Hart. Vice Chair, Economic Development, Fred Clark. Rise, Fred. Vice Chair, Membership Development, Mike Lambert. Vice Chair, Community Affairs, Doug Smith. Vice Chair, Government Affairs, Sue Joss. Past Chairman, Rich Hines. Myself, Dan Evans. Thank you. Keep going. As a special part of our annual meeting is a special part of the annual meeting is our presentation of the recognition awards. I ask Chamber President Chris Cooney to join me on stage for these awards. Our first presentation honors an exceptional business leader and board member who has completed his maximum term of service on the board. We are so appreciative of his investment in Brockton and his business that serves clients throughout the region. Please join me in a round of applause in honor of Albert Senese. Albert has recently announced his retirement. Okay. Albert recently announced his retirement of CEO of Victory Human Services as a leader in the home healthcare industry, and his new CEO is going to be Dr. Andre Bennett. Thank you. Thanks. Our next presentation honors those who have earned 2025 Metro South Economic Impact Awards. Today we honor 11 companies, all doing great things in our region, who have made a significant economic impact in the region, creating jobs and adding the rich business culture by providing valuable products, resources, entertainment, and services to our region. Combined, these businesses have invested millions of dollars and added hundreds of jobs. Each award recipient and their accomplishments are detailed in your program. I ask each recipient, as I call your name, to come forward and remain on stage for a group photo. The Metro South Chamber of Commerce is pleased to present the Economic Impact Award to the first 5 recipients, accepting on behalf of AFC Urgent Care Brockton, Cowell Ozzie, City of Brockton Public Safety Building, Mayor Robert Sullivan, Egan Realty Group, Stephen Egan Jr., Father Bills in Mainspring, John Lanham. MBTA, South Coast Rail, Ryan Caholen. Come on up. Congratulations. Thank you. Congratulations.
Hey, Chris, get the city team here.
All right, come on up.
Come on, our city team.
We're going to do one of the recipients again, and then we'll get it.
We're not in the same room.
And then we're going to do a separate one for the city. So it's 30 minutes, right here. We're going to have the mayor stay. Put a couple on this side.
Give it my double check. See what you can do.
Down by the side.
Thanks, Dan.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank you for all you do.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Bill Forney.
Thanks, Bill. Thank you all. The Chamber is pleased to present the Economic Impact Award to the next 6 recipients. NAF Learning Academy, Claudie Filman, Sharon Orthodontics, Dr. Sahar Mostafi, True by Hilton, Tanush Bester, Urban Air Adventure Park, Tommy Eng, Vineyard Farm, Elio Sylvia, Xfinity Store by Comcast, Ex Heridia. Come on up. Congratulations.
Doctor, how are you?
Again, thank you to all those businesses for making an investment and supporting our community. Our final recognition award is the Charles A. Fuller Memorial Chamber Award. The late Mr. Fuller served as chairman of the board for the Chamber and was dedicated to our organization and to the community. This award recognizes an individual whose leadership performance, personal example, and good influence has done the most to advance the welfare of the Metro South Chamber of Commerce and the community. This year's recipient is Suzanne Fernandez. It is my honor to present the Charles A. Fuller Chamber and Community Service Award to a leader who embodies the spirit of service and dedication to the greater good. Each year at our annual meeting, we recognize an individual for the dedication to helping businesses, strengthening our organization, in improving the community we serve. This award honors those who, through their professional service and personal example, have advanced the welfare of local businesses, the Metro South Chamber of Commerce, and the broader community, especially over an extended period of time. This year's recipient truly embodies those ideals. Suzanne Fernandez has dedicated many years to community banking leadership, most recently in retail management and business banking with Northeastern Savings Bank, and prior to that, Eastern Bank. Throughout her long and distinguished career, Suzanne has guided customers and colleagues alike with professionalism, compassion, and an unwavering commitment of helping others succeed. Her influence extends far beyond the bank. She was appointed by the Governor of Massachusetts and served as the treasurer of the Brockton Redevelopment Authority, helping guide key redevelopment projects across the city. She served for many years as the chair of the board of Mass Hire Greater Brockton, supporting workforce development and opportunity for residents. And she has been a long-standing, highly engaged member of the Metro South Chamber Ambassador Committee, where she has welcomed new members and strengthened the countless business relationships throughout the region. Suzanne's roots in Brockton run deep, and her connection to this community is both personal and professional. Her extended family remains close by, and we're so pleased that her husband, Nick, is here today celebrating this moment together. Suzanne, through your decades of service, you have advanced the strength of the businesses, supported the work of this Chamber of Commerce, and strengthened the community we all share. Please, everyone, join me in offering a warm and heartfelt round of applause for this year's Charles A. Fuller Chamber Service Award recipient, Suzanne Fernandez.
Thank you all. I am deeply honored to receive this award. Thank you to Chris, his dedicated staff, and all the ambassadors for their efforts to strengthen this community. Working with the Chamber, I've met so many amazing people that share that same passion for wanting to make a difference. I also want to thank Northeastern Savings Bank, where I recently retired from, for providing me numerous opportunities to volunteer and stay rooted in this community. Over the years, I've been privileged to work with so many incredible local nonprofits and small businesses. Connecting them with resources, programs, and capital, and watching them thrive has been a rewarding part of my career. I believe stronger people and stronger businesses create a stronger community, and that's what we're all here for. It's what we're striving for. So again, I just want to say thank you for this incredible honor. Thank you.
Let's try to eat lunch. Thanks, Rich.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you again, Suzanne. It is now my pleasure to introduce our premier sponsor, Rich Spencer, President and CEO of Northeastern Savings Bank, to introduce our guest speaker for today. Rich Spencer is the President and CEO of Northeastern Savings Bank, an accomplished community bank with branches throughout the Metro South and South Shore regions. As today's premier sponsor of the 112th annual meeting, Rich and his team exemplify the spirit of partnership and leadership that keeps this chamber and our regional economy strong. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to the industry leader, fellow board member, and engaged community champion, Rich Spencer.
All right, thank you, Dan, for that warm introduction, and congratulations on your leadership as the chair of the Metro South Chamber. On behalf of all of us at Northeastern Savings Bank, we're proud to be the premier sponsor of the Chamber's 112th annual meeting. For more than a century, this event has championed collaboration, innovation, and the community. We're especially pleased to help spotlight today's program with Dr. Eric Noyes of Babson College and the outstanding student team. Babson sets the national standard for entrepreneurship, education, and the Generator, the Innovation Institute that Dr. Noyes leads. This is a powerful example of how they prepare for future leaders to think boldly and use emerging technologies like AI to tackle real-world challenges. And given how quickly AI is reshaping the way we are all working today, Dr. Noyes' perspective today could not only be more timely or more relevant than right now. The bank has been fortunate to have Dr. Noyes speak at our recent strategic planning, and we've had several of our leaders attend and participate in the Generator program. Those experiences have given us first-hand look at their creative, forward-thinking approach. At Northeastern Savings Bank, we embrace technology and the opportunities it creates. I'm extremely thrilled to introduce someone who is shaping the next generation of innovators and entrepreneurs. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Eric Noyes and his incredible Babson team of students, please.
Thank you so much for having us down today. We are absolutely delighted to be here, and thank you, Rich, for that introduction. I should mention my aunt and uncle, Bev and Shep Williams, are from Easton. Probably some of you in this room know them, I'm guessing. I want to also very much thank Chris Cooney for inviting us to be with you today, and I want to thank my colleagues and my students with the Generator that you will get to meet shortly. Most of these folks are cutting class to be with you today, right? Let's have a round of applause. What is it Mark Twain once said? Never let your schooling get in the way of your education. That's these folks, okay? I want to start off with a little bit of storytelling, and then I want to get into AI. And everybody on the stage, we are completely fascinated by the opportunities that AI may present. The title of our slide is the AI Innovators Boot Camp, and we really want to focus on this word innovation. We're not going to talk to you just about AI as a force for efficiency and automation. We're interested in AI as a force for innovation. Okay? So we launched the AI Innovators Bootcamp for Small Business last spring. And these students and about 8 other colleagues, we did a one-day, hands-on, concrete, applied program to help small business owners, actually 2/3 of which were Babson alumni, engage with AI and think about how AI can support business growth. And we had just a really fascinating time. And this gentleman named Chris Cooney came to the event. And he didn't strictly fit our criteria, so he kind of slipped the web a little bit, or slipped the knot, and we were delighted to get to know him and kind of work with him, and that's why we're here with you today. So thank you again, Chris. So what we would like to do in this time that we have with you is we'd like to just share a little bit about the work we're doing with small business owners, small business leaders around AI. We'd like to actually then zoom out at maybe the 30,000-foot level and share with you some trends and dynamics that we're following in AI, things that we think you should be paying attention. And then the end of this panel, a number of you have submitted questions. Thank you very much. And we'll be addressing some of those questions. The student panel will be addressing the questions. So that's kind of the rules of the road here, okay? Just briefly, I've been at Babson for 18 years in the entrepreneurship department. I love it there. We practice what we preach. We are all about experiential education. We're training leaders of the future. You're going to read about these folks someday. These are wonderful students. I teach classes at the intersection of entrepreneurship and AI. One's called Entrepreneurial Opportunities in AI. Another one is an MBA course called AI Pioneers. And about 2.5 years ago, the faculty at Babson and the students at Babson, we banded together to launch an interdisciplinary AI lab because we know we need to understand AI from all angles. It's not just a business thing, although it's very much a business thing. So we launched the generator, which is our AI lab. You can see our mission up there. AI is reshaping industry. It's also reshaping education. We need to remake education. There are new opportunities that we are looking at. I'm not going to go into this, but we have 8 different specialty labs within the generator. These are kind of themes or areas that we're focusing on in terms of AI. So that gives you a little bit of sense of our origin. So at this time, I want to actually turn things over to 6 of my students to give introductions of themselves, who they are, and what interests them in AI. Please.
Hello. Hi guys, I'm Spencer, one of the seniors along with these two and Reese. We've been here since the start. It's been a wild ride where the AI hype train just came along, and as curious individuals who have always been really interested in tech, we hopped on. And I think the biggest thing that we want you guys to take away today is that you have to get comfortable with the rate of change that's coming. AI isn't necessarily new, but it's moving a lot faster than ever before. And the more comfortable you are with uncertainty and the more willing you are to adapt, the more economic growth and success you'll have.
Thanks, Spencer. I'll go next. Hey everybody, my name is Joshua. You know something up there, but we adapt. Let's talk about adaptation. We adapt, right? I think that the biggest thing is imperfect action. The fact that you guys are even listening to this means that you understand what's coming within the workforce with artificial intelligence. Obviously, artificial intelligence has been here for decades, but it's really prominent now, and so hopefully the information that you will pass along allows you to take imperfect action today and for the rest of your time.
Hi everyone, my name is Diana. I'm a sophomore coming from Romania, and I kind of got to see how technology is evolving both in America and Europe. And I can very, very confidently say that one question that we all have in our minds is what will make us special as humans compared to an AI in the future years. And yeah, I'm trying to research this every day, and especially I'm interested in how we can leverage the human ingenuity through AI and actually get the human interactions become better and not replace them through AI.
How's everyone doing today? My name is Cole Collins. I'm a senior here at Babson. The biggest thing for me is I really do see that innovation is outpacing education right now. Whether it's from the schooling level to the executive education, there's a gap. And our whole goal is to try to find ways that we can close that gap so that they're equal together. I think Spencer nailed it on the head. Staying curious, especially as business owners, we're all problem solvers here. So being hands-on and actually learning the tools on hand to bridge that gap.
Hi everyone, I'm Gavin. I'm a junior at Babson. I'm from San Diego, California originally. And I've been part of the AI Generator Lab now for almost 2 years, working alongside these amazing students and faculty at Babson. The thing that I guess interests me the most about AI in a business context, after working with a bunch of businesses, is just seeing how we can automate those manual and repetitive tasks that you shouldn't be doing, so you can be focusing on the things that actually matter. It's really satisfying just seeing when a business owner or a team adopts a new AI tool and they just get so much of their time back that they can spend on more important things. They save time as money, so cool. How's it going, everybody? My name is Reese Gardner, also a senior here at Babson. I would describe myself as a creative entrepreneur, and I've been involved with a couple of different creative ventures, and I'm really fascinated by the way that AI and creativity are intersecting. I think a lot of people view them as kind of opposites as to where AI is taking creativity away. Through my experience and through what I've seen, it's actually lowering the barrier to entry to creativity. Whether that be marketing, whether that be product design, whether that just be creative expression. I've been able to create things that I never would have been able to create beforehand. So I'm excited to share some of those examples, and hopefully you can take a lot of value from today. Thank you.
Can you please join me giving a round of applause for these students? So the faculty at Babson and the Generator students, we have banded together with this goal to train 1,000 small businesses in AI for business growth. That is our goal. We have done 57 businesses. We're at 57, so I'm not good at math, but it seems we've got a little bit of work to do. Our goal is also to build AI community among small business owners, our most AI-savvy students, and our AI-focused faculty. So if there's one message that we have in coming here today is please come up to Babson. Come join us. Join one of our boot camps. We'd love to engage with you in this AI moment. Let me tell you just a little bit more about the boot camp and what you can expect. These are the objectives. This is not abstract, nerdy stuff. This is block and tackle, concrete, applied, change your business stuff. Many of you are using AI right now, and I want to be clear, AI is so much more than just ChatGPT, right? Sometimes that's the beginning and the end of the conversation. It's a much broader conversation. Here are common uses and benefits of AI. Maybe you've experimented with some of these areas, but haven't experimented with other areas. If you're using a large language model, and the students will talk about this, like ChatGPT or Claude, like Google search, right? There's way more opportunity for you to get business value out of these tools. Just 3 very quick use cases that we actually feature right as we kick off our boot camp is we show how you can upload a business contract in a closed, secure environment and actually identify any risks or exposures in that contract. Yes, you still want to consult your lawyer, but you can get a quick analytical take on reasons why you may or may not want to sign this contract. If you're getting into some new complicated topic that is, technically deep and maybe not approachable, with a tool like Notebook LM, you can actually create a podcast that you can listen to in your car. So literally from text to podcast. And then lastly, there are an array of tools, one of them being presentation creation. All small business owners spend time with this that can just save you time and help you go further faster. So with that established, I'd like to ask if you could please play the boot camp video.
The AI Generator at Babson College has launched its AI Innovators Boot Camp for small business leaders, pairing Babson's AI-savvy students with alumni who own and lead a small business. Delivered in partnership with Babson faculty, the goal is to provide practical AI knowledge to drive business growth and innovation.
Babson has a proud tradition of supporting small business, and the Generator program will help 1,000 small businesses leverage AI for growth.
This program is absolutely outstanding. This is the program that every small business owner needs to be a part of.
I came in with pretty basic things that I wanted to pick up, contract, analysis, things like that, but that was just like the tip of the iceberg.
They are giving us insight and tips and tricks to using AI that I never even foresaw before we arrived on campus.
I have seen such a broad community come together around this organization, not only at Babson, but from across the country.
This is an incredible start to an awesome program where we want to help adult learners learn how to use AI tools to accelerate their workflows and just make so many aspects of their life easier.
The students are just excellent, they're open, very talented, very bright, anxious to both teach and learn at the same time, which is really a great combination for Babson.
We're trying to not only teach small businesses about AI, but connect small businesses with students that are very educated, put them together so that they can work and solve problems.
Right now we are prototyping some ideas on how we can make everything more time efficient and human capital efficient.
You will not find anybody else in the world doing what we are doing at the Babson generator.
It is so transformative that it's going to be really apparent by growth strategy who's leveraging this and who's not.
Thank you. So, what I'd like to do is I'd like to throw out a bit of stimulus into the room, and then I want to turn to these questions that, that people contributed. So now I want to step back at like the 30,000 foot level, and I want to share 10 trends in AI that we're following that captivate us, that in some cases concern us, in other cases we believe are opportunities. So here's your nickel tour of AI. Trend number 1, global spoken language barriers will fall. There are models now that enable the real-time voice-to-voice translation between the world's 35 most spoken languages. How you travel internationally now is not what it's going to be like in 6 months or 12 months or 2 years. AI is enabling real-time translation and cultures and peoples to connect. It's going to shape international business, trade, foreign exchange. That's fascinating. Trend number 2, coming from a college. AI will democratize education globally. Some of you may know Saul Khan, founder of Khan Academy, basically YouTube videos for youth, mostly focused on STEM. He was one of the earliest, strongest proponents of AI because AI can enable you to give every learner, both young and old, a personalized tutor. A free, personalized tutor. And that's so powerful because we know from research that a personalized tutor, on average, increases results by 2 standard deviations. We can take a bottom learner and make them an average learner a top learner. Trend number 3, and I'm guessing this is the one that you're most thinking about. AI will redefine human intelligence and work. AI is fundamentally changing economic structures and organizational structures, and let's face it, you can be on the winning side of that change or you can be on the losing side of that change. I'm moving in a fast clip here. Number 4, and I'm very much thinking of the students up here on the stage, AI will unlock explosions of innovation and entrepreneurial activity. Everybody can code now. You know the hottest programming language? It's English. It's English. Anyone in this room can code. Not that you can create an enterprise system, but you can get your idea expressed in technology. The workflows that we're refining at Babson in terms of idea generation, prototyping, market testing, things are accelerating, and people with entrepreneurial minds are going to do fascinating things. Number 5. AI will accelerate scientific discovery and revolutionize healthcare through early prediction. You can't talk about innovation in healthcare right now without talking about AI. This we could just spend a whole day on. Bottomlessly fascinating. Going back to entrepreneurship and innovation, AI agents will build $1 billion valuation companies. We imagine a world where not too soon, literally tiny teams, 3, 4, 5 people will build billion-dollar valuation companies because they'll understand how to use AI agents. That's AI that can take action, perform a process, can scale. That is a new kind of time period we're living in. Some of the students will address agents a little bit later. Trend number 7, it's not all good. AI will fuel an ever-growing information integrity crisis. Remember the first time you heard about deepfake videos, right? You can make any person say anything. That's scary. There's going to be an explosion of misinformation and disinformation. Probably some of you have already had conversations with loved ones that thought something that is fake was real. That's going to get worse. I know I'm supposed to only bring good news. I'm kind of failing on that dimension. I apologize. We said the Pledge of Allegiance when we started here today. AI will shape international relations. Make no mistake about it, we are in an arms race with China in terms of AI supremacy, and this will increasingly define international geopolitics. Also, I'm thinking of my students here, and people have differing feelings about this. I'm thinking of Reese. AI will fuel human creativity. Creative people will do really fascinating and interesting things with AI. Maybe you've heard of AI slop, or you've noticed social media, you're seeing kind of things that are kind of lazy and not so engaging. That's the downside to it too. But also creators and creatives are going to do amazing things. And just to wrap up here so we can get to the questions, AI will drive demand for ethical and just systems. The way I think about it and the way I teach it is that all AI is biased. More specifically, if you're using ChatGPT, it was trained on English language text. Even when you take out the worst stuff, hate speech, all those things, it still has the leanings and the biases of English language culture. And so people can be injured and affected by AI models and capabilities. So that was an irresponsibly short flyover of 10 things that we're following at the Generator Lab. It was probably malpractice to even put them on the table, but we thought we'd spice it up over, as you move into your dessert. So with that said, again, very much we want to thank you for having us here, and I'm going to throw a couple questions to the student team, and feel free folks to stand up too, because I'm worried these folks can't. Do you mind if maybe we stand? Because I just feel like the folks over here can't see you at all. Why don't we just stand? So thank you. You submitted a number of questions. There were many of them. We thought these would be the most helpful to address, and I'll throw them out and then you guys just take it. For first question, if a business wants to get started with AI but isn't sure where the biggest opportunities are, what quick assessment or diagnostic questions should they ask themselves?
I mean, one of the first things that we ask businesses when we do work with them is, are you ready from a context perspective to integrate artificial intelligence? An artificial intelligence system is only good as the inputs you can provide it. You have to think of an agent as an intern. If that intern is not trained up on your tools or your process documentation, your standard operating procedure, that intern's going to suck. And it's the same way with AI agents. They're a language model that has a bunch of tools that they can sort of call, and it's only going to be as good as that context. So one of the first questions you need to ask is, am I AI ready, or am I tripping on my own feet trying to implement AI in processes that we don't even do that well from a human perspective? And there's a lot of solutions that we go into to fix that problem, but one of them is just simply capture more data. Think about data not as zeros and ones, but as the world around you and the interactions you have with your coworkers, with your employees, and capture that. I mean, you can record conversations within your business, you can take video, you can do a lot of things to capture and formalize that data so that it is machine readable, so it's accessible to AI systems. It's a short answer to it.
Cool, do you have something to add?
Yeah, I would just say on top of once you get that data, not everything needs to have an agent put into it, right? I think it's really understanding your workflows that you have in your business and finding the spots where, okay, where can I automate and where do I need agents, right? Because it can be costly, it can be expensive, and if you don't fully understand the workflow that you're trying to implement in, the implementation of the agent is not going to do its job, right? So it's really important to know your processes to a T before you go ahead and implement it.
Just another note on that, one of the biggest things we do when working with businesses is to encourage them to think about the subconscious context, the context that's communicated between Joshua and I when I'm training him on a business process. A lot of that is in body language, a lot of that is in shadowing with a task when you mentor someone. And in artificial intelligence, a language model does not capture most of those things. We're not capturing the implicit communication, the things that you sort of know from your world experience. Models don't really have a full world model to work off of, so that is the data you need to think about. What's implicit? What are we not speaking about? What are we not saying explicitly that the model actually needs to know?
Does anyone else have a point beyond?
Yeah, I would just give you a shortcut to what they just said. Tomorrow, when you go to the office again, just start putting on paper how many hours you spend writing emails, how many hours you spend talking to your employees, how many hours you spend doing kind of useless tasks, just micro-tasks that you shouldn't be doing. Like, you have way more important responsibilities than that. And that's exactly where AI should come in the game. It's just about automation and moreover innovation, how you can leverage your ideas. But go to your office and start putting it on paper as soon as possible.
Thanks, Diana. Anything else, or I'm going to move to the next question?
I can add something quickly.
Please.
Jumping into AI, broadly can kind of be overwhelming. So definitely, I think you guys have already mentioned it, but just finding like a small problem that you're having within your business and then asking yourself, like, am I doing this in a similar way every single time? And if that's true, then you can most definitely or almost certainly automate that. So just finding one of those problems and then looking up to see if there's an AI tool already out there that exists that could solve it, or maybe working with someone that has experience that could create an automation workflow.
I'm just going to advance this. Next question. And I just want to be sure, 5 more minutes. I want to be sure we're keeping to our time. We want to be good citizens. Oh, wow, that never happens. No one ever says that. Oh my God. Don't tell a professor you have more time. That's a big mistake. Okay, question number 4. Can you share examples from local businesses or comparable small companies where AI has successfully automated routine tasks and saved money? Who's got it?
Yeah, so I think that the biggest thing you guys all have to recognize is how do we take AI and these machine learning systems and how do we build on top of that to drive revenue, right? I think we all like revenue. Raise your hand if you like revenue. Okay, so something that we do on this side is we run ads for private wealth managers. And so recently we have a company very close to us, it's Bolton Wealth Management, like 20 minutes away. On April 16th, Facebook released the Andromeda update, which basically is just helping the machine be able to learn your target user, your ICP, your ideal client profile better so that you can run more targeted ads to them. And so since then, we've been able to run ads at a much higher, much better rate to businesses simply because the AI and the machines are better. So taking existing infrastructure and utilizing your systems to be able to scale and drive revenue, I think that's a priority. And just understanding the areas that's out there for optimization is something that everybody can do.
Thanks, Josh. Gavin, you got something?
Yeah, so I'm currently working with a junk removal company that's pretty successful, doing about 2.5 million every year, and they still are using these VAs to essentially copy and paste leads from their website form and from their Facebook ads, and then pasting them into other softwares like Jobber and Go High Level. And I was just telling them, like, you can easily automate this with a simple workflow that just takes the leads, puts them through an AI model, and then, puts them into your other softwares. That's just like a practical example. Just finding places where are you like copying and pasting contacts or something like that could be easily automated. But,
yeah, I'll go a little bit beyond automation. I think one of the first things that I start with is don't ask your employees, guys, where does AI fit? You don't know AI, and most of us don't know AI. It moves so fast, and the clip of innovation is insane. Ask yourself, first, what would I do if I had a magic genie in a bottle? And if I could tell the future, what would I want to do? And then reverse engineer from there. Start with what is the problem? Because AI is not the box of language models. AI is predictive forecasting. AI is leveraging all types of data to do math, to be able to take action or tell the future. A great example I bring this back to is when I was working with a fairly large company in fashion. They have a very specific customer profile that is luxury fashion for older female clientele, mostly CEOs, unmarried. And in combing through all their data and workflows, we got to this one part of the flow chart that was in their supply chain forecasting, and it was Katie's gut. And we said, well, Katie, can you describe to us what happens at that stage? And Katie said, well, I do all these things. I look at these magazines, and I look at the news, and there were all these implicit variables that went into that process. And you can't just drop AI on top of that. You need the things that humans looking at there. And by doing that, we essentially unearthed all these variables that go into that forecasting process where they basically say, here's how much we need to order to make our quotas this year. And we were able to reduce their return rate by using data from customers on Instagram, on social media, and see what are those customers going to buy in the next year to a very high confidence. So using AI, we sort of told the future for this company and saved them a lot of money.
I just want to point out too that at our boot camp that we do up on the Babson campus is you don't show up and we don't just try to bamboozle you with infinite AI tools. It actually, the whole day starts with a business conversation, right? And it really, what these students are skilled at is consulting skills. And so it starts with a business conversation to understand you and to understand your unique business and your growth opportunities and your growth challenges. And so we're not looking to just force fit AI in anywhere. We're actually just looking to understand the nature of your business and places AI may be helpful. And that's really kind of a cornerstone idea of what we're doing. Anyone else on this question, or you want to go for it? Yeah.
Just want to point out that I know for you guys probably the two most important things are money and customers. And in terms of customers, you have to be next to them. You want to be next to them as much as possible. But I want you guys to do it very, very smart. So being close to the customer doesn't mean to reply to an email asking for details on a package that you said. That means having probably an agent that actually gives the answer as soon as possible. So then you can have more time to actually call the customer, ask them how they are doing, what they want from your company. So kind of go through all these processes that truly matter to you and try to see how you can get closer to them, truly closer to them, not to just like delivering information that they can also find on your website. And this also implies, I know it's kind of a small detail for us, but for you might be very relevant having a chatbot on your website that gives them all the information without spending probably 20 minutes on the website searching for it. We can go a lot in details here, but for after conversations.
I'm gonna touch on the next question here. No pressure, just asking all of you to be futurists with 100% accuracy. Looking ahead 12 to 24 months, what AI trends should small businesses pay the most attention to, and which ones are mostly hype?
I guess I live on tech Twitter, so I'll answer this. One of the biggest things that I wanted to touch on here is the ability of artificial intelligence models to do uninterrupted work. There have been a number of studies looking at how much work an AI model can do that is above a certain threshold of success, right? An acceptable score. Those are benchmarked against sort of industry standards of professional humans doing the same work. So we're grading an AI against a human here. That's sort of the benchmark that's established. And the models have been increasingly able to go a longer amount of time without essentially messing up below that threshold. So right now we're at about 3.5 hours of continuous AI work. That curve in the past 3 years is doubling every 7 months. So that means by early 2027, you're going to see the 8-hour AI workday. That is a very shocking stat, and it's very real because the models are getting much better at instruction following, but it's also a massive opportunity to duplicate your best human.
Yeah, bit on top of that, I'm going to go back to that education piece I was talking about, between the gap between innovation and education. Anthropic's CEO, Anthropic is a global AI company that runs one of the biggest LLMs, Claude right now. Talked about 50% of entry-level jobs could be wiped in the next year, 1 to 5 years. So I think the biggest thing in terms of trends is learning it yourself and then being able to teach everyone else in your company. And how does that look like, right? What does that change management, that human interaction look like to have it in place for everyone? There's companies out here right now buying enterprise-based systems where their goal is to have all of their employees trained up on the processes. The efficiency is not gained due to the lack of the education. You might have someone head of a department that's great in the area, but if you don't have the rest of your employees on that same train, you're not going to gain all the efficiencies that you possibly could. So I just want you guys to imagine, what does that change management look like in terms of not just yourself, but the rest of your team?
Yeah, I'll go next. I would say a big concept that I'm focused on is the acceleration of ideation. I want you to think right now in terms of your boardrooms and having your meetings. Brainstorming sessions are a very critical part of, I would say, every business. But now you and your competitors now have the tool to, instead of generating 10 ideas in one meeting, now you can generate 100 or even 1,000 if everybody's on ChatGPT, right? So I think the dynamic is now shifting from, can we make the 10 best ideas that are coming from our heads, to utilizing these AI tools to generate maybe 100 ideas, and then having the eye and knowing your business well enough to go through all of those 100 ideas and pick out which ideas will perform best for you. Because right now, that is your competitive advantage in terms of leveraging these tools and being able to come up with ideas, more ideas, and also, again, distill and curate those ideas to align them with your business. And something that I think my colleagues have been touching on is context is king, right? Like if you just ask it for, give me 20 business ideas, it's going to be all over the place because it doesn't know you, it doesn't know your business. But if you go into the system and then even being able to talk into it, right? Being able to turn on, hit that little microphone button in the search bar, and basically tell it, you know, maybe talk to it for a couple minutes about, hey, here's my business, here's my target customer, here's where we're located, here's what our sales are. Then it can take all of that context and tailor that output way better to you than just asking it, hey, give me 20 business ideas. So I think curation of ideas, as well as just being able to give it as much context as possible that's directly related to your business is going to be huge.
I think that one of the most underhyped, I guess, aspects of AI is cybersecurity. So many people are building AI agents, and not many people are securing them. And I was just talking to this guy, it's the CISO of a company called Bain Capital, and he was telling me that that's one thing that they're very concerned about, is that they really want to implement AI agents into their company, but they're just worried that they're not secure. Like, am I going to be giving my client data into this LLM, its social security numbers and whatever. So I think cybersecurity is something that's very important, that should be focused on. And another thing is with vibe coding, a lot of people are building apps without knowing how to code, which is amazing. I'm doing that as well. But if you don't know how to code at all, and you're not really learning kind of the code base and structure, there could be some issues with cybersecurity there. And so I'd probably invest in cybersecurity stocks right now.
Can you please join me in a round of applause for the students? Deanna, Isaac, Spencer Carnes, Josh Bell, Cole Collins. You guys can stand, and we're just going to take a second to wrap this up. Again, what an irresponsible thing to do, to have 30 minutes on AI at a chamber meeting, but isn't it fun? Hopefully what we've done is we have stimulated you about opportunities and yes, risks with AI. This is a massive massive technological, entrepreneurial, industrial, societal trend that you need to understand. And how you engage with it is your leadership team's choice, but this train is coming. Want to thank very much Chris Cooney and his board for inviting us. We are honored to be here, and we hope to see you up at Babson. Thank you very much.
Oh, I'm sorry. Jeez, yeah. Look at all these microphones. Where am I? Where am I?
Yeah, you can, right here. Just start here.
Thank you, Eric, and to all our student panelists, Gavin, Reese, Spencer, Deanna, Cole, and Josh. We do appreciate you, and as a token of our appreciation for speaking with us today, we have this handmade cutting board made on-site here by skilled craftsmen at this particular facility. So thank you very much. Again, thank you, Eric, and your team. As you say, I am stimulated anyway. That's great stuff. I'd like to thank a few people and organizations that made today's program possible. Thank you to our major sponsors, Northeastern Savings Bank, UMass Donahue Institute, Bridgewater State University, JM Pet Resort and Veterinary Clinic. Thank you to our supporting sponsors, Old Colony Elder Services, Eastern Bank, the Enterprise, SCU Credit Union. In addition, I want to thank Dr. Eric Noyes and his students at Babson College, the Chamber Ambassador Team, Rich Morgan, our photographer, Brockton Community Access Channel, Cardinal Spellman High School, Hutchins Flowers, Brewster Ambulance, Brockton Area Transit Authority, Adult and Teen Challenge, and the talented chamber staff who have made all this possible today. Hannah McGuire, Emma Panardi, Ann Merez, and Chris Cooney. And now, before we adjourn for some networking, I'd like to call your attention to the giveaways at your table. With our sponsors, we have some great giveaways. The bags from Northeastern Savings Bank, a cork lined, and in there's the softest t-shirt you'll ever feel. From Bridgewater State, honoring their 185 years. If they only get the size right, that would be enough. Thank you. Please make sure you take those. And there's some other wonderful gifts inside. One lucky person on each table will take home the center floral design, and the person or lucky winner of that is the person who is hosting the most people at their party or celebration for Thanksgiving. All right, I won't take credit for that one, but this concludes the Metro South Chamber of Commerce 112th Annual Meeting. Please stick around for some networking and Business to Business Expo, which will continue until 2:45. Thank you. Have a great holiday. Happy Thanksgiving.